Thank you. Good day to all. So excited, frankly, to welcome you to our webinar on SAP SuccessFactors. As the SAP solution head here at EDM, I'm thrilled to share how companies and organizations are employing the power of digital transformation and business AI to reimagine the future of work. SAP SuccessFactors is more than just an HR platform. It is a strategic catalyst for growth. By automating manual tasks, you will free up your HR team to focus on high-impact initiatives that drive employee engagement, productivity, and innovation. In today's competitive landscape, digital transformation is no longer a luxury. It is a necessity. By embracing business AI, you are able to make data-driven decisions, predictive future trends, and anticipate the needs of your workforce. Together, we will explore how EDM, SAP, and SuccessFactors can help your organization achieve operational excellence, foster a thriving culture, and unlock your workforce full potential. But before stepping into SuccessFactors, let me introduce our SAP Senior Account Executive covering Lebanon, Mr. Ismail Hamid, who will brief you about SAP. Then we move towards the SuccessFactor. The floor is yours, Ismail.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Jinan. I would like to thank everyone who did the effort and joined. I hope that you find it relevant to your business and needs. Okay, so in the next couple of minutes, I will take you about SAP vision and mission. So simply, our mission is to help the world run better and improve people's lives. And in today's fast-paced environment, we need to go beyond the frameworks of traditional ERP and CRM solutions to more offer comprehensive end-to-end business and industry-oriented solution. And this is where SAP Business Technology Platform, or so-called BTP, comes into play. BTP is a robust platform. It is designed to support the application development, automation, integration, data and analytics, and artificial intelligence. So as you can see, it's built on top of our core ERP system and providing a solid foundation for all your business needs, like the human capital management, like the spend management, business network, supply chain, and customer relationship management. So with BTP, our customer can easily gain access to business-centric tools and content that enable them to build and enhance their business processes seamlessly. Moreover, we've embedded artificial intelligence into our application, which is offering advanced business AI capabilities that our customer can leverage to stay ahead in their respective industries. In the next hour, my colleague Mahira will take you through the human capital management or the SuccessFactors solution, and will show you through a detailed presentation the feature of the solution, followed by a demo, and also will show you how we embedded the AI into our solutions. So thank you again for joining, and I hope you enjoy the next hour. And please, if you have any questions, you can post it in the chat, and we will be responding to it at the end of the presentation. Thank you so much. Mahira, over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Ismail, so much. And thank you, everyone, for making the time and joining this webinar. So let me kick off my presentation as Ismail, Jinan, and Zain was mentioning. So today we're going to take you through the experience of the new HR journey, how this will change the employee experience, whether it's your employees, managers, or even you as HR professionals in the organization, using the latest technologies, adopting AI, and making sure that you achieve operational efficiency and excellence at the end as well. So today, basically, this is our agenda. We're going to take you through and discuss a little bit of the trends, priorities that we are seeing with a lot of customers. And then we're going to show you how we can overcome or achieve a lot of success, even when we have a lot of challenges that is facing us as well. And then we're going to take you through a journey into our HR innovations and how the experience could differ from an HR to employee to manager as well. And lastly, we're going to wrap up with a very with some numbers about our solution and also the customer references that EDM have succeeded within the previous implementations. But before we delve into the presentation, I would like you to scan the QR code and simply, if you have all your mobile phones, just scan the QR code. And maybe I have a couple of questions that I would like to understand the audience, what they are looking for, what is your priorities. So maybe we can focus on it within the demo as well. So please, I'm gonna give it a minute, and whenever you're in, just make the thumbs up so we can know that you are already in. I'm gonna leave it for a minute till everyone joins.
Are we allowed, Mahira, to do this, or just for the attendees, we and the EDM?
You can.
Okay.
You can for sure.
All right.
So good. We're having almost 17 people right now, but still increasing.
Yalla, yalla. We need more active response.
Yeah.
Okay, we got lots of thumbs up. Great. 22.
This will help us also to understand the market in Lebanon, what people also in Lebanon are looking for. Also it might help us during our presentation to focus on what you're looking for as well. So yeah, so this will help us a lot. All right, so
Excuse me, Mahira, just for people who recently joined, would you please scan the QR code so you can take part in answering the questions, please?
Great, we have 29. Perfect.
30, yeah.
30, great. Okay, still increasing. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So maybe I'm gonna leave it.
So can you give another 30 seconds? Yeah,
Yeah,
increasing.
30 more seconds, and then we can proceed.
Yes.
Perfect. So I think let's proceed. We have a good number of people that can at least give us some insights into what you're looking for when it comes to HR and what's your priorities. So here, this is the first question that I would like to understand as well from the audience. So what are the most challenges that you face right now when it comes to HR? What is on top of your mind? So whenever I tell you what's your challenges, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Wow. Oh, that's amazing answers, actually. So I believe there's a lot of challenges coming from manual work, looking to develop and retain or train employees, recruiting 19% and retaining the top talents. So yeah, that's interesting.
Mahira, would you be able to put again the QR code, please?
Yes, we can go back a little bit. Yeah. So here's the QR code if someone wants to rejoin. And then I'm going to go back again to the slide. Okay. Shall we proceed?
Yes, please.
Perfect. So going back to the slides, so for whoever wasn't able to vote on this question, so basically it was a question regarding the challenges. So if someone didn't just answer it, please feel free to put your input. And I believe the most common challenge that we're facing here and with the audience is the manual and the time-consuming tasks within HR, followed by mainly the employee development and training, which is a good insight because we're going to also highlight on it today. Recruiting and retaining top talents, for sure, this is something also that we're going to be focusing on today. So perfect, let's go to the other one. Now, there's a lot of challenges, or not challenges, there's a lot of trends and changes happening all over the market. So in your point of view, what is the most HR trend that is actually affecting your HR or managing people within the organization? I can see that AI is taking the most area.
For anyone who can't post their answer due to any network reason, please just put it in the chat and we will take it into consideration.
Okay, perfect. So I think it's
AI is taking the lead
adoption is
by
taking
far.
the lead. Yeah, 100%. I know that it's the most booming topic right now, and affecting not only HR, it's affecting the whole businesses across the world, and also reskilling and upskilling. Yeah, is the second HR trend that is being on top of minds. So when it comes to the last part, maybe for the audiences here, what would be your priorities when it comes to HR if we're looking for digital transformation? So we now understand what's your main challenges, what's your main trends that is affecting you right now, but what is actually your priorities if we're gonna say that we need to do a transformation today? What will be your main priorities that you're gonna be focusing on? I can say that operational efficiency, employee development still is on top of the people's mind.
Even
Then
in the chat.
it will be the employee experience. Okay, so that's great to hear that as well. And for sure, we're gonna focus on this, on how we achieve this actually employee development across the journey of the employee in their organizations, and also how to achieve the best operational efficiency, having a solution that can help you with that. Of course, the employee experience will be actually something that we're going to be focusing on because this was the booming topic, let's say, last year, and one of the top HR trends previously. So thank you so much actually for participating on this questions. And for now, I'm going to jump back to our presentation to show you how we can simply achieve what we were just talking about in terms of what are the challenges and so on, and also how we can overcome this with SAP. And similar to what we have seen, so the world is constantly changing, so nothing stays as it is. Previously, last year, we were talking a lot about the experience of the employees, making life easier for them, having accessibility from everywhere. But now we have new things popping up. And this is normally what is happening all over the world. And this is why the tools that we used to previously use doesn't make any sense right now to keep using the same tools if we want to move forward and achieve success. And the reason behind that, and it's also was clear from your responses as well, is that there is a lot of HR trends happening, whether in specific country or all over the globe. However, all over the globe, when we say everywhere in the world, the generation or the new generation is expecting a lot from organizations. And this will refer us to the topic of reskilling and upskilling, looking for my development. I need to have career progression. The new generations are not like the previous ones. They really have thoughts, they have a different mindset, and they have different expectation from the organization, and they are very eager to learn. Also, when it comes to the remote work and flexibility, during a lot of circumstances, people start leaving their own countries, they go to other countries, or maybe I want to have the flexibility working from home or working from another country, and also being able to work from anywhere. So this also leaves employee with having the flexibility, and organizations are having a lot of challenges on managing those people. How I'm going to have visibility into people working from different areas and so on. And recently we started to have companies hiring people in different regions while they don't actually have physical offices. And this is the new norm that we are seeing in the market. And therefore, we need the tools that help me manage those total workforce anywhere around the world, but at the same time, have visibility on them. I need to apply my labor laws on them as well. I need to manage them as well in single place and so on. Lastly, the AI and the automation. This year, the booming topic, it's not only the experience, but putting on top of the experience, the AI and the automation. How can I put AI to help me make productive or be productive within my daily work? How I can put AI also in my daily things that I'm doing, whether I'm an HR or an employee or a manager. And this also brings a different HR priorities. Previously, our main priorities was to have a system to put the HR transactions and so on. But now it's different. I want to have an acceleration to this digital transformation. Yes, I do need to have a system to remove the manual work, but at the same time, I need to have new technologies embedded that help me become more efficient and also more productive. While doing this, I need to focus also on the employee experience, but not only this, I need to be able to focus on the upskilling and reskilling. I need to develop my workforce. I need to reward them and appreciate them, to retain them, and be able to have this ongoing support to my employees. So how do I do this? This is what we are trying to achieve by our solution. So here, will bring us to the next topic. What is the solution that can help us in achieving those priorities and having everything, not only an HR system, just to have my records or processing the payroll? So here comes SAP SuccessFactors. SAP SuccessFactors delivers a personalized end-to-end experience that is not only just having a solution or a transactional HR processes, but this is mainly designed around the needs of the employees, how to make their experience better, focusing on their experience from being candidates and how they were able to be applying and engaging with the company before even becoming employees, and also delivering or continuing this experience to employees, workers, and also HR professionals. And this is not only on laptops. I don't need to have my laptop in front of me. This could be accessed by the mobile application, because now accessibility is more important than ever in this hybrid work model that we are expecting as well. And the mobile application comes out of the box with the solution, with your license that you're going to get with SAP SuccessFactors. So you don't need to develop it, and this also will reduce the costs of IT. You don't need to develop applications for employee to access it from anywhere and so on. And the reason behind having this end-to-end experience that we are talking about is that we are proud to have the most comprehensive and global solution in the market, meaning that we have a depth and breadth across our solution to cover all the HR requirements. starting from having the core HR, payroll, and time and attendance, managing the talent and learning management as well within the same solution. So you don't need to have another solution to have scattered system and gather data from different sources. Now you have everything in one place. Talent and learning, meaning that I can manage employee performance, I can know what is the gaps in their skills and competencies to identify the right trainings and provide employees with mandatory training so I can follow up. And these trainings that they have taken could affect also in the competencies and skills and so on. So it's an all connected process throughout the journey of the employee. Not only this, some organizations have salespeople that they have a specific target, and based on this target they have actually commissions to be calculated based on what they achieved. So also we have a solution dedicated to manage the sales performance and pay them accurately as well based on their targets and their performance. We focus of course on the employee experience management. We have our own intranet as well, where employee will be able to access everything from just a single place. And lastly, we've also put the planning and analytics in our main focus as well. So allowing also HR to have accessibility to the planning and be able to plan for future headcounts, maybe future roles or maybe future positions, and also compare it to the budget and so on. So it's a very comprehensive solution that covers all the areas of HR in one place at the end. That will help you increase your employee engagement and productivity. Also, making sure that we have agility, so whenever there's any change, it automatically reflects within our solution in terms of, for example, if we're talking about localization, or maybe we're also focusing on agility. When there is any change in the organization, I can quickly take action without having a complex solution. And this will also increase your operational efficiency and have faster time to value to your all activities and daily tasks that you're doing. But most importantly, it's not only a solution that you're going to have, you can put entries and so on. We always focus on the experience and the innovations, and adopting the latest technologies is more important than ever. So here we have, when it comes to experiences, again, as we mentioned previously, it was the mobile experience, mobile application, having accessibility from anywhere. But now, our solution, we have a lot of innovation, starting from Joule, our digital assistant that was introduced at the beginning of the year to allow employees, managers to be able to access Joule to do their self-services or get some insights quickly from Joule without going to different areas or generating a report. And we're going to see that also during the demo. But also because accessibility to my information and my self-services is very important than ever before. So imagine you are on a meeting and you're on Teams, you don't have maybe your laptop, so you don't open your browser right now, but maybe you have your mobile application but cannot open the SuccessFactors mobile app. Guess what? You can go to Teams within your meeting. You can simply do all your self-services that you are supposed to do, whether an employee or a manager, within Teams without accessing the browser or the mobile application. And this saves a lot of time, especially for managers. They don't need to leave their meeting or go somewhere else to get the notifications or do their self-services quickly. And lastly, because AI, as we have seen also in the responses, is the booming topic right now, we also embedded AI in a couple of scenarios and a couple of processes to make HR actually more efficient and more productive. This generative AI scenarios, we're going to talk about it today. We have some that are actually released, but also we have new innovations and new generative AI scenarios available that maybe we will not be covering today, but we can also share it with you. And there's also more innovations that will be coming in our roadmap, because our solution, we are always innovating. We have 2 releases per year that will help you have the latest update and the latest technologies. Now, I'm going to jump into the third part of our presentation, and this is where we're going to see in action how SAP SuccessFactors will actually redefine your work experience, whether you are a manager. So we're going to take you from the experience and glimpse of a manager as a people manager, as a talent acquisition manager. So for those people who answered on focusing on the recruiting and talent and retaining talents, how we can do that. So also we're going to cover the hiring part as well, and how we can make the hiring even easier. And lastly, from the employee perspective. So we're going to take you through the experience of those three main people in a specific organization. And the organization that we're talking about today is actually having a lot of changes. The organization that we're going to be giving you a demo on today, they have a lot of hiring. They are expanding. So in that case, we're going to see how the first experience will look like with the talent acquisition manager. So here we have Tessa. She's the talent acquisition manager. The organization, as we mentioned, is being expanded. So we're going to see how she can quickly have visibility into the organization in terms of reports, or maybe accessing the structure that help her also to take actions, how she can also, once she has the hiring request approved and so on, how she can quickly prepare the job description in this massive, huge number of positions that she needs to hire for. And lastly, how our solution will help her also in identifying the top candidates to move forward to the process and make sure that she chooses the best candidate that fits the role. So here we're going to actually go to the experience of Tessa. And now I'm going to log into SuccessFactors. Simply just give me a second just to refresh, make sure that everything is okay. So I'm logged in as Tessa, and simply here, this is my single point of entry, whether I'm an employee or an HR or a manager. At the end, everything will be personalized to me according to my role, my permissions that I will be getting, that you are going to be built according to your requirements. So in that case, I have here also all the things that I need to do. And if we are also looking for the operational efficiency that we are trying to achieve, also here we have everything can be accessible from one place. Any approvals that I need to take action on, it will be coming to my homepage, so I can directly take action right away. And this will help me a lot to have this operational efficiency and productivity to the things that I need to finalize and complete. And not only this, but also I'm aware that Tessa is working on not only the hiring process, she's also working on the onboarding of the new hires that she hires. She has a lot of interviews to complete. So she has a lot of things that she needs to complete. And our solution will always give her alerts and notifications on the things that she needs to complete and when she needs to complete it. If she's overdue, it will highlight that you're overdue in this specific task. So she's always up to date to make sure that anything that needs to be completed on a specific date is directly notified to her. So here she has a lot of notifications because, again, Tessa is not only handling the hiring, she's the superwoman in the organization. So here she has some onboarding activities. So automatically the system will give her alerts that you have all these onboarding activities for these new hires who will be starting on this specific date. And directly she can go to each one and start the tasks that she needs to complete for this new hire. And also she has other notifications because she's not only involved in the hiring and the onboarding, but she's also involved in the compensation planning. So here, whenever it's time to finalize the compensation plan by end of year after the performance evaluations is completed, here she gets directly this request and she directly goes to complete her compensation plan. Also, she has here, because she's involved in a couple of interviews, whenever the interview is scheduled, she gets a notification that currently you have an interview assessment for the project management role that you're hiring for. You just need to give your feedback about the candidates. So she directly goes here, she can view the candidate information, she can view the candidate CV, but at the same time, she can start putting some ratings to the candidate competencies and skills needed for the role. At the end, as you can see, she will always complete or finalize her tasks on time because our solution will always give her reminders on the things that she needs to finalize, on the steps that she is involved in, and so on. But here we have also a lot of quick actions. Those quick actions allows her to take a lot of actions as a self-services quickly because she's not only an HR in the organization, she's also an employee as well. So here she can clock her time whenever she starts her day, she can request time off, she can view the organization structure, and this is also where she can have quick visibility if she wants to reach out to a specific team in the organization or to take action. So whenever she goes to the organization structure, it shows her her team, who reports to who, So she can navigate the organization structure and directly take action. The organization structure is your main entry point to take any action on anyone in the organization according to your permissions. And also it gives insights who's out of office simply also when they will be back. So whenever someone is out of office, it will be highlighted. And this also gives visibility to HR and managers to know who's on leave and when they will be coming back if I want to reach out to someone within the organization. But not only this, she can always search the organization for different people within the organization. Maybe if she wants to look into Jeff, maybe she wants to know more about Jeff without generating any report or without any steps that she needs to do, she can directly go to his card, or we call it the spotlight profile card, that shows her some information about Jeff, where he's located in the organization, maybe if he's working in a different region, what is the local time right now, and also what is the skills and competencies that he has as well. So this also gives me visibility a lot about the employee if I want to quickly get some information without going into a lot of details. Also, she has visibility into the position structure. So whenever she needs to know what is the vacancies under Jeff's team and where she needs to start the hiring process, this position structure gives her the visibility based on the manpower plan that she has done at the beginning of the year. What are the vacant positions and what is the filled position, and whether this position should be hiring or not. In that case, she has this visibility into Jeff's team, and she can directly see also all the positions, whether it's filled or not. If it's filled, she can see who's holding this position and so on. At the end, she can directly take action on the positions. Whenever she wants to start the hiring process, she can directly go here to create the job requisition request. That goes for approval, and after it goes for approval, what happens is that the recruiters will receive this request and they will start working on it. So here she can directly create the request, and once this request is created, it goes for approval. Now let's see, as a talent acquisition manager, how she can work, or maybe she's handled in a process that she's only eligible to do, especially the part in the job preparation and the job description preparation, and maybe she's involved in reviewing the best candidates to move it to the next phase. Not the recruiters will be handling this. So she has more privileges and more permissions to handle this. So let's go directly to see how this will help her also in the hiring process, how our solution and technologies will help her in the hiring. Now, she's gonna go to the recruiting section on SuccessFactors, and simply she will go directly to her recruiter, to the recruiting page, which shows her all the open job requisitions that she's working on, or maybe she's involved in some of the processes in those hiring process. And based on that, she is mainly involved in the project manager role because she knows more about this role and she wants to finalize this role quickly. So here she goes directly, the first part that she needs to make sure before posting this specific job, she needs to quickly start reviewing the job description of this specific role. And the beauty of SuccessFactors is that you can already store the job descriptions. You don't need to have the job descriptions actually written every time you have a new position that you need to market for. You can also store it on your SuccessFactors, or you can simply use the AI capabilities to generate your job description or enhance the job description. So simply here she has the job description already generated, but maybe she wants to update it. She wants to be up to date with the market, skills or certificates that is needed for this specific role. So here she can use AI in two things, either to manage skills or generate skills needed for this job description, or I can use AI to enhance the job description or generate a new job description for me. Whenever I use this capability, it will show me the new job description generated by AI, and I have the luxury to accept it or decline it. So this is also saves a lot of time for Tessa to quickly do the posting to the vacant positions that she has. So here AI generated this job description, and also in that case I can accept it or I can discard it if I don't like the new responses based on AI. Also, she has here something called the job analyzer, and this is where machine learning also is playing part in the hiring process. Job analyzer will allow her also to tell her if you have bias in your job description, maybe those words mean that you're attracting more of females more than males. So in that case, she needs to update her job description. Also, our job analyzer will give her recommendation onto what are the skills that should be used as well or added to this job description to hire the right candidates. And also it shows her recommendation into the salaries as well. So imagine that you're hiring for a specific role and you want to attract candidates. So you need to put some attractive salaries as well. So also our solution will recommend that for you, making sure that this is the recommended salary based on the market and so on. So in that case, she's very empowered with that. She has the full information. She can update the job description, update the offer letter with the recommended salary and so on. And then she can do the posting to multiple channels. So as you can see, all the steps can be done from just one screen. Due to the time, I will not go through every single part of the hiring process. But after we do the posting that we can do from a single page into multiple channels, whenever the candidates start applying, I will be able to see who are the candidates that have applied from which channel. So I will be able to see the candidates. And here we have also our AI part playing part in suggesting the candidates that meets the expectation for this specific role based on the job description and based on the candidate profile. And as you can see here, we have the compatibility of the candidates based on the skills and competencies based on AI. So AI will give me suggestion on the best match candidates based on what is needed based on the job description. And here I can directly take action. Maybe I want to have it very quick. I want to quickly hire for this position. So without even going into the details, I know that AI have suggested those people. I will choose the highest match candidates based on my criteria, and simply I can directly move them to the next stage, which is the interview process. So this will save a lot of time for HR, and in that case, she doesn't have the time to view the candidates, so she will use what was suggested by AI quickly and move them to the interview to start scheduling the interview process by maybe the recruiters and so on. And based on that, she's okay. As you can see, in a very quick way, she was able to quickly generate a new job description. Once candidates start applying with AI, it will start recommending who's the best fit candidates based on what is actually suggested based on AI from the job description versus the candidate profile. And then once she moves the candidate to the interview, maybe the recruiters or someone else will schedule the interview, which also will be done on SuccessFactors. And then whoever is doing the interview will be able to put his feedback, and we're going to see that with the manager perspective. The last thing I would like to take you through Tessa's experience is the visibility and reports that she can get. She has also here some embedded reports, but also she has accessibility to the workforce planning and the manpower planning. By end of year, Tessa usually has a specific model that she's working on to put her manpower plan. But before doing this, she can also have some insights into her current state in the organization that will help her take a lot of decisions. So she can directly review the current state, so she can see what is the headcount distribution across the organization, what is the turnover that she's having in the organization, what is the flight risk, what is the skills gap do I have, and this will help her in the planning, in the hiring, where do we need to hire, and at the same time, if we need to skill people or train people in a specific area, how this will help us. So in that case, I have here also my workforce overview that gives me indication into what is the contract types do I have, how it's distributed in the organization. She will always be able to drill down. Maybe I would like to see the headcount distribution by location. How many headcounts do we have in each location and so on? What is the employee turnover that we have for each quarter and so on? And also here she has multiple reports that she can go to. So for example, I can look into the workforce diversity in terms of gender, age, and so on. Also, I have the flexibility to look into my flight risk. Imagine that you have a high turnover in the organization and simply she was doing a survey. Once she uploads the survey results, the system will automatically give her suggestion on what is the key influencers that make people leave the organization, and also who are the teams that are risk. So in that case, she knows exactly that, for example, Faye team is at risk, and in that case she can proactively take action on that to start working on what actually makes them, or maybe might make them leave, like the career progression, or maybe, for example, training and development, and she can start working on that to make sure that they don't leave, so she can proactively act on that. So in that case, she can look into different areas in terms of also the finance overview. If she would like to have, for example, a quick look into the financial information, or also the workforce performance for a specific quarter and so on. So here you have the capability to combine HR data with financial data as well to help you see what is the revenue generated by each headcount, maybe what is the most expenses consumed by which cost center and so on. And lastly, I can look into what is the gaps in terms of skills that I have in the organization. That will help me also know what skills do I need to hire in the organization, or maybe what trainings do I need to provide. So here it shows me what are the attributes, or let's say the competencies or skills, like the project management, problem solving, what do we have right now, and maybe what we are lacking right now. So this gives her also a very good visibility into how the workforce look like. And also from that, she can take it to the next part to start doing her planning. She can also do what if modeling and so on. So just for the sake of demo, I just wanted to give you a glimpse of what she can do. And as you can see here, Tessa has completed her journey. Now she has had a good insights into the organization. She has quickly prepared the job description, and also she was able to quickly identify the top candidates for quick interviews to be done by the managers. Now we're gonna go to the manager or the people manager journey. So we're gonna take you to Jeff's experience. And the first thing that Jeff needs to do is that after the interview was scheduled, how he will be able to do the interviews, and also as a manager, how he can simply manage his team using the digital assistant, and also how he can retain as well his team because he's a very motivative manager. And lastly, how he can identify his team skills and gaps and so on. So here, before jumping into the demo, this is also very important to highlight on. Whenever he gets a notification about the interview, here he has a notification coming into Teams. And in that moment, he's sitting in the interview with the candidate. So in that case, he doesn't need to open SuccessFactors. So he can view the applicant profile, or he can also use the AI to generate questions for him. Just a second. So here I have the capability to generate the interview questions or view the candidate profile quickly, but I would like, maybe as a manager, I wasn't actually prepared for the interview, and simply I don't have some questions to ask during the interview. So in that case, I use the AI to help me generate the questions. So once I generate the questions using AI, it will show in Teams what are the suggested questions based on the job description and based on the candidate CV that they have applied with as well. And based on that, I can also not only ask the questions, but also I can provide my feedback as a manager during the interview based on the questions that I'm gonna ask as well. So here, this is the tight integration that we have with Teams, with SuccessFactors, that managers can directly do things on Teams without going to SuccessFactors. And as a manager, he will be able during the interview to start rating the criteria or the skills and competencies based on the job description, writing his comments and submit it. And once they submit it, it will go to SuccessFactors, and recruiters will be able to take the highest rated candidate and start sending the offer letter. And by this way, you will be able to save a lot of time in the hiring process and quickly fill in positions using the innovations and the AI capabilities within our solution. Now we're gonna go to SuccessFactors just to take you to his experience as a manager, how he motivates his team, and how he can also complete all his manager self-services. So now I'm gonna actually log in with Jeff. And based on my login, again, as you can see, the homepage is personalized based on my permissions and what I'm eligible to do, and what is I can also see what I can do. So here I have all the quick actions, all the approvals for me as a manager, and this approvals is coming from recruiting, coming from core HR, and so on. So here he has some, because maybe, as we mentioned, we have a lot of changes happening in the organization. So whenever there's a change in a specific position, it comes to the manager to review it and approve it, for example. Also, whenever there's a hiring request, for example, that Tessa has raised, it comes to the manager to review it and approve it as well. So any approval will be coming up to make sure that we are finalizing things on time. I'm always alerted with what needs to be finalized, and it will automatically be configured, or let's say it will be reflected in, once approved, it will be reflected in the right place, and so on. And now, one of the main things that as a people manager he wants to do, he has some team members in his team that he went on a meeting with. And after this meeting, he wanted to give him a feedback about what happened. And this is also part of increasing the communication between the employee and the manager and making sure that you retain your employees. So the first thing, it's not only retaining them by rewarding or maybe changing their salaries or promoting them, but I can also retain employees by continuously giving them feedback and support during their journey. So here, the first thing I do whenever I open the SuccessFactors, and not to forget, I know that I was with Ben. Ben is one of my direct reports in specific meeting, and I would like to give him a feedback about his performance in this meeting, that he did great in, and but there's some points that he want to maybe be better in. So here, it's very easy. I can simply, as a manager, I will write who I want to give feedback to. And simply here, I can write the topic. So let's say EDM webinar, make it easier. And then here I can write my comments. It was super, it was great, and so on. And also I have here the text analysis using AI that can help me also rephrase my wording. I can choose also how I want to post it. So if I want to save time, I can write the keyword and then AI can write the sentence for me. Also here, I can have to write to him what actually could be improved. So in that case, maybe you need to improve in this specific area. So I can write also blah, blah, blah. And then we can go to the third part if I need to add additional comment that can guide him. Maybe you need to take a specific training that can help you in that. So I can send it, and then it will go to Ben. Ben will read it, and Ben will feel so engaged and so supported from his manager whenever he gets this feedback, and he will be able to work on himself. He doesn't need to wait till end of year of his performance evaluation to get this feedback, and so on. But most importantly, and as we mentioned, Jeff is a very motivative manager as well. So he does also like to recognize his team. So in that case, also there's another team member who got a great achievement in his team, and he wanted to recognize him and give him a reward, ad hoc reward. So here we have actually James, and as a manager, he has everything on a click of a button that he can do from the mobile or the browser. And now James have did a great work, and now I can choose the kind of reward that I want to give to James. So I have a different reward programs. It could be just a thank you award, or it could be points that he gathered and he can redeem it later on. So here I'm gonna choose a best run rewards. This is our company reward, and each reward you can have a category. So here he did a huge customer success, and for this customer success he was a rock star, and based on that it will show me the amount that he will be eligible to, or he will be getting as a reward. I can write the message to him, and then I can submit it. So in that case, I will submit this reward. Imagine James seeing this in the morning. He will be very motivated to even do better during his year actually within the organization. So once this reward goes to James, he's not only being motivated, but also it will be passing this information to the payroll for processing, and then giving him this amount of money ad hocly will make him also more motivated. So this is also how, as a manager, I can motivate my team without actually putting a lot of effort, or maybe don't having the tool to do that as well. And all of this can be controlled by approval. So it's not everyone giving this to anyone in the organization. One last important thing also to highlight on that, Jeff is having one of his team members leaving the organization, but she's one of the highest performers in his team. And in order to do that, he wanted to also retain her in a way or to give her highest, for example, offer or do a salary adjustment before she leaves, just to attract her, to make sure that she doesn't leave and he doesn't want her to leave the team. And in that case, he uses Joule. One of the main things he wants to do first before doing any change to this employee or doing a promotion or an adjustment, the first thing that he wants to do is that simply he wants to get some insights about how her compensation previously looked like. So in that case, he can write to Joule and ask Joule about the compensation insights. So here, using Joule, this will help Jeff to quickly get insights without generating any report or maybe without going into different areas and so on. So here, Joule will start asking me, what is your compensation, whose compensation insight would you like to see? So simply, I'm gonna write Jada. And based on that, it will tell me that we have, for example, 3 Jadas in the organization. So which one would you like to see? So I'm going to choose Jada Baker. This is one of my direct reports that I want to do changes to. And based on that, here it will tell me that the compensation insights will be ready shortly. So I'm going to say, get the compensation insights. And as you can see, Joule generated a summary of her compensation insights from the moment she joined the organization. What is also her latest promotion that she has taken, if there was any one-time payments or any changes that happened to her grade that she was in. And lastly, it's not only just giving insights, but also it gives Jeff suggestions what he can do for Jada to make sure to retain her. So here it shows her also some points that he can take into consideration. He needs to review her salary and do some adjustment. He needs also to focus on the future development of Jada to make sure that she's developing and she doesn't leave the organization. And based on that, he can directly also make a promotion from here. So based on what he has seen, one of the things that he needs to do is to promote. So he can simply write to Joule that I want to promote, and then Joule will start asking me whose information that you would like to change and so on. So in that case, I can directly take action from Joule as well based on the compensation insights that we have seen and directly take action on that. So here he will directly choose Jada again, and then he will start doing the promotion steps, starting from choosing the date. So Joule will take him to a guided process when you want this to be happening and so on, and also what grades you want to move Jada to and so on. So, and then he will follow the steps and then submit the promotion request. Joule is not only for doing the promotion or getting compensation insights. This is also for employees to get information about specific policies. You can do a lot of self-services as well within Joule. So simply all the self-services can be done. If I want to quickly approve a specific request, I can ask Joule, what is the time of request that I have? And simply it will be showing this request, and then I can directly approve it. So at the end, he's very empowered with those tools that can help him also during or managing his team. Lastly, and one of the most important things as well, is that as a manager here, I will be able to see the growth portfolio. And here, the growth portfolio for an employee shows him what is the skills and competencies that he has. Also, using AI, it can recommend some skills and competencies to include in their portfolio to make sure that they excel in their careers. And not only this, I can see what is the gap, what is the proficiency and the rating for each competency. But for a manager, his main view is his team view. So here I can directly see my direct reports with all the skills and competency ratings. And also I can choose that I would like to understand what is the gap and where is the gap is. So as a manager, this will help him also to know what skills does his team has, what is the gap, what is the expected rated versus the current rating that the employee has. And with that, they can take it forward and start recommending some training to their team, or maybe talking with the training and development department to identify what trainings is needed for his team to start preparing for this. those actually requests can be done within the learning. So it's not only outside of the system. Jeff can go to his learning and simply create a request that goes to the training department to prepare a specific training. And lastly, the last thing that Jeff will do is going to his development as well. So Jeff is very ambitious person. He always looks into the next step, but sometimes we always need some guidance. And our guidance here for Jeff is mainly something called the Career Explorer, based on machine learning. So based on that, Jeff would like to see what would be his next move. He wants to start working on himself. And here he goes directly to the Career Explorer. This is part of SuccessFactors that also gives him suggestion into what roles he might be holding or he might move to. This also will be based on the competencies and skills that he has. And based on that, whenever I see here that I have 3 recommendations, and those recommendations are in here. For each recommendation, I can have more recommendation as well. And this will give Jeff a flexibility to see what roles he might be fitting in. Not only this, basically, I can see also why this role is being recommended for me. This could be from peers movement in the organization, or it could be simply based on the skills and competencies that I have. So even if it's recommended by AI, but it shows me why AI is recommending this for me. And not only this, but simply if I'm looking or interested in this specific job, I would like to understand more about the job description. What is the responsibilities that for this specific role, what I should be doing, and so on. So here it shows me the job description for this role with the skills and competencies needed and so on. And in that case, Jeff finds this job is very interesting for him. So here he adds it as a target role. So once he adds it to the target role, it will be shown in the career worksheet. And since most of you also are focusing on the development of the employees have a career worksheet that show that they can choose what are the jobs either based on the career path or based on machine learning. And this is the engineering role that he chose, and simply he can see that he's 72% ready automatically from the system based on the current ratings of the competencies and skills that they have. So here, Jeff knows exactly that he's not 100% ready to hold this role, but with discussion with his manager, he will start also seeing what are the competencies and skills needed, and he can start putting his development goal. Also, this development goal can be integrated with trainings and learnings. So in that case, whenever I have a specific training, I can add it as part of my career development. And in that case, I will be able to, once I complete this training, it also updates in my development and so on. So here, as we mentioned, it's not all separate modules, it's all integrated together. And as we mentioned, I can simply find the specific training in the catalog, in the library, and start adding it to my learning path to work on myself and take this training as part of my development plan. So again, it's all integrated together, and this will help employees.
Mahira, sorry for the interruption. We have raised hand, so if you can post the question in the chat, or please, yes, please, because we're going to unmute everyone at the end. Okay. Okay. Sorry, Mahira, please proceed.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. So please.
Okay, perfect. So as you can see, I can develop in different areas. It's not only trainings, but employees can see what is recommended, and I can work on myself based on the readiness. The readiness will be updated regularly after the evaluation from the manager as well, or after trainings that have been taken that update in a specific skill and competency. So simply here, I have the last thing about Jeff. So we have seen already Jeff's experience. We have seen how, as a manager, just a second, I don't know why it's not going back. Yeah. So here, as we can see, quickly, Jeff was able to complete his interviews using the assistance of AI to generate questions if I'm not prepared for the interview. He was able to manage his team requests on SuccessFactors. He gets the approvals quickly, but at the same time, he can use Joule to do a quick actions to manage his team and get some insights. And lastly, I can also look into my development and identify the skills that the team has and what is the gap is as well. So lastly, here we have our last journey, which is Maria. Maria is one of the new employees in the organization. And we're not going to take you through how she applied and so on, but also we're going to take you through her experience when she joined the company, how she developed, how she was able to find trainings, and how she was able also to explore different opportunities. And one of the employee development also, and to focus on the upskilling and reskilling of the employees, is giving them the opportunity to try new things, to excel in different skills, competencies, and find opportunities within the organization. So now let's see with Maria how she will be able to do that as well. Let me stop sharing my here. Yep. Okay. So going here to the mobile application. And we have talked about the mobile application available out of the box. So simply, even if you want to try the mobile application, you can simply download it from the Apple Store or on Android. You can simply download it, and there's a trial version that you can try as well. So again, the mobile application comes out of the box, and you can configure and enable some features for employees to do it on the mobile. You can disable it for others. It's totally flexible to identify who's eligible to use it and who's not. And simply here, I have all the quick actions that I can do, similar to what we have seen on the desktop. So we have seen that I can clock in and clock out. I can simply request my time off. So whenever any employee would take some time off, he can simply do it on the mobile application without actually opening their browsers and doing it from the browsers. So here we have all the vacation types that I can choose from. And imagine that she has actually completed her probation. So that's the first thing that anyone once completing the probation could do, is to take some time off. So she can also enter her start date and end date. And the beauty is that she can see also how many days is available and how many days she's requesting as well. And then she can submit it. Once submitted, for sure, it goes for approval to her manager. And once approved, it will actually deduct from her balance and so on. So here we have all the quick actions. Also here, she is eligible to recognize other colleagues that supported her in her onboarding and so on. But this is also something that you can control, whether you want to give it to employees or only managers that can do this. Again, you can definitely control who can see what and who can do what within the solution. And also, if she's hired on a role that is a team lead or maybe on a manager as well, whenever there's approvals, it comes also to the home page as well, so she can directly approve it. Most importantly, because Maria was a new employee in the organization, in her notifications today, she gets the trainings that is mandatory to complete. And this is part of the learning that we were also talking about. It's not only putting the learning for development of employees, but you can also use our learning to automate the mandatory assignment of trainings whenever you have a new hire, to also automate the onboarding process. So you don't need to manually assign trainings every now and then whenever you have a new hire. So here she has 7 trainings. We have some trainings that are overdue for 53 days and other trainings that are due for 17 days. So the solution will always give her alerts based on when it should be due and when it should be completed. And in that case, she can directly go and complete those trainings from the mobile application. She doesn't need also to do it on the desktop. Also, because she has completed her performance assessment, once her probation, she has completed her probation period, and once her probation is completed, her manager will receive a notification that you have the performance review for this specific employee right now that you need to complete. And once the manager completes it, it goes to simply the employee himself, which is Maria, to review this performance assessment and actually sign it or acknowledge it. So here she can see her manager rating on the goals that she has for the first 3 months, and also the core values, how she was responding or what was her disciplinary actions during this period, and also the competencies and skills. So here she also has a visibility into the assessments that her manager has given her, and simply she can sign it or acknowledge it to say that I agree with the manager rating. So in that case, she can directly sign it or accept it. So also you can give the employees the freedom whether they can accept it or reject it. If it's rejected, it will go back to the manager and they will sit to discuss it and so on. So here she was able to get notification into what she needs to finalize as a new employee, and anything that was been completed, she can also sign it as well. Also, she has visibility into her profile. So similarly, I can see also her profile, where she's located. So whenever an employee would like to update any information, they can go directly to the profile that shows them a quick insights about what do they have in terms of skills and competencies and current rating and so on. But also I can directly go to my full profile, and this is also where employees can access their information quickly as well. So each employee, they have their digital profiles, and they will be able to see all the sections of their profile in terms of the personal data or the job information that they have. And if they have eligibility to edit this information, they can edit it. However, for now, I cannot edit this information because it's not editable. I don't have the right permissions. But if the employee have the right permissions to update their information, it will go for sure for approval, and they will be able to update their information without going to the HR. And this also will save a lot of time doing or updating things manually by the HR, and will also remove the burden on HR updating the information to the employee. And lastly, here I have also bottom down here, I have some tabs that redirect me to different areas. One of them is the learning. So I don't only get the mandatory trainings that I have to complete, but I can navigate the library that the organization have created, whether it includes internal training that organization can build or external training that we can integrate with LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, and so on. So here, whenever I go to my learning page, it will show me all the required trainings that was assigned to me, and I can directly start the course or maybe register to a course depending on the type of the course. Also here I can see important learnings that is highlighted by the organization or by the training department. I can also see the courses that has been suggested for me. So based on the skills gap that we have seen with Jeff started to recommend some training or suggest some training to his team. So here, whenever any one of his direct reports actually sees goes to the learning, he will be able to see what was been suggested by his manager to take this training. So here I can see there is a specific training suggested by Jeff Hill. So based on that, I can maybe bookmark it, or I can maybe go to this training to know more about this training and maybe register or assign myself to this training. So in that case, I can simply view the course details and I can start the course from here. Or I have also the capability to see what AI is recommended for me. So here I have some personalized recommendation, and this is based on AI, based on what skills do I have, what my peers view, what is my interaction on SuccessFactors, and all of this will be also recommending some training, whether from internal or external. So by this way, Maria will be empowered to quickly get the right trainings. Whenever she needs to learn something, she can directly navigate the library. She can see what's recommended by AI, but also she can find trainings by searching on a specific keyword. So she's very empowered to find what she's looking for at any time. And also she can look into the history and see the certificates that was generated from previous trainings. Also, she has the capability to create activities, and this is part of our performance or continuous performance management. She can also create activities that she's working on or maybe needs some support on. And in that case, this will also help her tell her manager what she's working on, and the manager can ask her for update, and this will increase communication between the employee and the manager again. So in that case, I can also update my activities or maybe create new activities from the start. The last thing is that simply as an employee, Maria is a very also ambitious person. She's one of the new generations that we were just talking about at the beginning. She wants to learn new things. She wants to explore new opportunities and find new challenges. So our solution gives her the flexibility to go to a marketplace full of opportunities where she can find recommendation based on AI about assignments, projects, fellowships in the organization, and simply based on what she has in terms of skills and competencies, it will start recommending some of those assignments or opportunities. Whenever she finds something interesting, she can simply go understand more about these details or about this project, who's the ownership of this project, and what is the skills and competencies needed for this, and she can apply, or maybe she can bookmark it for later. If she applies and she was accepted, she will do this as part of her development, or and not actually, she will not be leaving her own job. So this will be part or next to her job, to try new things and try maybe developing in a specific competency or skill. And in the opportunity marketplace, it's not only about fellowships, projects, or assignments that has been posted by a specific person in the organization. It's also, it can recommend her some job opportunities. Maybe she wants to shift to another role, so she can see what are the open job openings available within the organization. Maybe she can try to shift to another department or another role. Also, it will show her some learning skills. So maybe system can recommend to her some trainings based on what she's looking for or what she wants to expand in. And also, it can also recommend her some people that she can connect with to get more of mentors, for example, to connect with, to guide her in her career, and so on. So in that case, she can also filter by competencies and skills. So this is what the system is recommending for her, but also she can, for example, filter by specific competency or specific skill that she's actually looking for. So by this way, simply Maria will be very empowered to have let's say a career or visibility into what she needs to achieve. She's always eager to learn, so she always finds different opportunities or different trainings. Some of them could be recommended by AI, or maybe she needs a specific criteria, so she can filter by this criteria or competency or skill, and she will be able to have this accessibility on the browser or the mobile, so this doesn't stop her where she can access this. And based on that, we have seen the experience of a manager, a talent acquisition manager, and a new employee, and how they can get these notifications quickly. At the end, this will help you enhance the entire life cycle of the employee, from managing their information till training and developing them, also hiring quickly for specific positions using the AI capabilities that we have recently. And it's not only what we have seen, you can have this at every moment or every point of view for any employee within the organization. And simply by this way, we come to our last part of our presentation, which is the wrap up, and also leaving the floor to Zain to have some insights. And when it comes to our HR, just to recap what we were talking about and what we have seen. So our solution being comprehensive and covering all the HR aspects in one place, this also have been proven by more than 10,000 customers at all sizes across different industries as well. And having the depth and breadth of the capabilities, have a lot of customers following the best practices, so you don't need to reinvent the wheel and have all the HR processes built. So you can have you can follow the best practices and you will be up and running quickly. And also this individualized experience designed around the work of the employee, or how the employee will be more productive, and also embedding the AI and the latest technologies, and having the intelligence of the solution being developing in the development of the employees, in the hiring, in the training, and so on. So this will also help you to have better employee experience. And in terms of numbers, we have also seen a lot of customers who have adopted SAP SuccessFactors, and based on SAP results, this is based on the results that SAP have done with our customers, a lot of customers have improved employee experience by 90% after adopting SuccessFactors. They were able also to improve the organizational agility and making sure to adopt with the changes happening. So some of the customers also were able to have 80% faster workflow approvals. So as you have seen, everything will be alerted. I have everything in the homepage, and based on that, I can directly take action. So this saves a lot of time. And also within the performance and retention part, now I will be able, using SuccessFactors, to quickly having better or time to hire, let's say, or faster time to hire. And this is also what happened with our customers. They were able to have 25% faster time to hire, and also increase the training of the employees regularly within the organization. Let's say it was 4 times what they used to be doing. And lastly, this also helped employees to, or not employees, it helped organization to improve the IT costs and the administrative costs, because our solution is very flexible and user-friendly. You don't need to rely on IT to do the changes as well. And most importantly, as we mentioned, it will also increase the efficiency of your data, of your processes by 90%. So having an easy solution, not complex, agile, will help you also achieve numbers faster. Now, I know I have been talking for a lot of time. Thank you for bearing with me. So I'll leave the floor to Zain to just talk about the customer references that they had in Lebanon specifically. So Zain, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mahira, for this wonderful presentation. It was very insightful, especially going through each model one by one. So I'm going to give a quick overview about our successful clients, Monty Mobile and Ali Saab. For Monty Mobile, as you know, they are a global telecommunication company. They have multiple branches in Beirut, London, Dubai, Johannesburg. We have successfully implemented several key modules, employee-centric to centralize their HR hub, managing their employees, the performance and goals management, to help them align employees' objective with the business goals. We have seen the learning model with Mahira to help them ensure that the team receive and to help them get the necessary, let's say, training and certifications, regardless of the location, to be connected, let's say, worldwide with all branches. And also, additionally, the time tracking and the recruiting and onboarding modules, addition also to the succession and development. These modules will be allowing them to improve payroll accuracy, manage labor costs more effectively. The recruiting and the onboarding will be enabling them to attract top talent and build a strong leadership pipeline for the future. For Ali Saab, we are currently in the process of implementing the key modules. Mainly, we're talking about employee central as well, time tracking, recruiting, performance and goal management. Hopefully, by the end of this month, we'll be going live. As we continue to navigate the current challenges here in Lebanon, we look forward to celebrating this success with you. Once the situation stabilizes, we're gonna do a physical event. Hopefully, everyone of you will be joining us, and we will share more insights and details for our successful implementations. And we'll be looking forward to meet you all. Before we close, I want you guys please to check the poll in the chat box, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank
Mahira,
you, Zain.
we have
for
few
Q&A.
questions. Ismail, would you like to proceed with the questions?
Yes. So we have the first question. Is the Career Explorer linked to LMS as well, suggesting some trainings based on career plan or certain skills that needs development?
Yes, the Career Explorer itself is not linked. However, the learning itself can definitely do recommendation based on the career progression, based on the skills and so on. It can give some recommendation based on AI, but it's not linked to the Career Explorer itself.
Thank you, Mahira. We have another question. How can we generate the workforce planning and man-force planning reports? It's about the reports. How can we generate the report?
So you have a tool dedicated. So we have seen in the reports, this was just generating the report and how the reports look like. We have also the modeling part and the planning part within this report. So we can generate the manpower plan based on that. It captures the data of SuccessFactors in terms of positions, a number of people who have left or maybe leaving or being terminated and so on. And based on that, you can put your plan that goes for approval. And after that, you can compare it with budget and so on. So if you want, we can definitely drill down into the details to show you how this was done, but definitely it is available.
Thank you, Mahira. Another question: are the alerts of the tasks linked to the emails?
100%. Yes. So you can configure that any alert goes by email for sure.
Great. We still have 2 minutes, so please, if you have any questions, just drop it in the chat.
We have people raising hands, and we can unmute them. I have unmuted
please.
everyone. You can say your question if you want.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, Mahir, thank you so much for the introduction. I have a very quick question, actually a couple of questions. You mentioned it
Please.
can be integrated with LinkedIn Learning for managers and so forth. Now, if our company works with the US market at the same time with Lebanese market, candidates applying in from different platforms, if I can say, could it also be integrated with platforms such as Indeed, for example?
Yes. So our solution when it comes to recruiting specifically in the posting, we have out-of-the-box integration with more than 4,000 job boards. This includes, by the way, Indeed and LinkedIn and other job boards that we have also. If there is something that is not available as part of those job boards, the integration can be built with any other third-party posting tool that you're going to use. But we need just to make sure that this posting rule actually tool has the right also to integrate with us.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And could it be customized, for example, only recruiting and let's say compensation and benefits, not all aspects of the HR?
100%. So maybe I can share just more detailed slide. I didn't want to show it because it takes time, but in detail, those are the building blocks. And I think there is a question also regarding the pricing and how this will cost. So you can pick and choose what modules make sense to you and have the priority, and you can have it. So recruiting can work as a standalone, compensation can work as a standalone. So you have the full flexibility for sure.
Wonderful. Do I still have time to ask 2 questions or shall I?
Yeah, it's okay. For me, it's fine. I know we're on time now with the time ended,
Yes,
but
we're on
we have
top of
more
the
time.
hour, yes. So
Yes, thank you. So for Jada points, based on what does Joule assess feedback? I mean, it assesses based on based on what does Joule assess retaining employees whenever Joule generated these sentences or information to retain the candidate or the employee. Does Joule base it on our feedback as managers to the employees?
It will be based on the historical data that you have with the transactions on Jada itself. So, for example, how was the compensation of Jada looking like from the moment she joined? Maybe what is the data that she has in terms of risk of loss and so on, because all of this information you can have it on Jada and it updates regularly every year, for example, by managers. So based on that, it will start recommending. So the AI will understand the data and will start recommending for you that compared, for example, to her peers, her compensation is below her peers. So this is one of the recommendations coming from, for example.
All right, I see. And could another facility admin or a manager of any facility that we do work with, can they only access for the sake of commenting on our candidates? Because we send candidates their way for second interviews, so they don't really have any additionals or any additional input to send us except commenting on candidates. So can they be there as, let's say, guests, spectators,
No, thank you.
Or commenting only?
Yeah, so is this like you're hiring for customers, let's say?
Yeah, we can take it as a concrete example. Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, yes, you can have the comments and you can have a very limited access by those people in the system in a specific process. They are not eligible, for example, except to have the second interview. So during the second interview, they will be able just to put comments, and then your own recruiters will be moving those candidates later after they add the comments to the next stage. So you can give them very minimal access to that.
Wonderful. And of course, this would cost us additional costs in terms of budgets and finances.
Exactly. So this is the problem, that you need to count them, or maybe no, in recruiting, you don't need to count them. It's fine in terms of licensing. We can have this discussion, but yeah, no.
Yeah,
In
thank you.
recruiting,
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, so we will take another question, last question, and then we will
have
need you to respond.
Tawab also. She asked us twice if we can
Does the
answer
system support, Mahira, does the system support email-based approvals? Specifically, can workflow-generated approvals be sent via email to designated users, allowing them to approve directly through emails, even if the employee does not have license? Is it clear to you?
a little bit, but approvals email will go directly to the employee. But in order to approve and take action, this should be done on SuccessFactors. So it will not be through the email. However, if you want them to approve on another way, is mainly on Teams, but not on the emails itself. So you will get just the notification, and in the notification, if you clicked on the link or anything that you need to take action on, it will redirect you to SuccessFactors.
Great, thank you, Mahira. Okay, I believe
we have
for the
Naja,
sake
I
of...
think he has his hand up. Naja.
I think there was Anthony.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to remove it. I already asked my
it's
question.
okay.
Thank you so much.
Great. Okay.
Hussein Ajami, did we answer him regarding the assessment procedure?
Actually, no.
Okay, but I can find the question, so if you can...
So it's at the top
Ismail,
regarding the assessment procedures, how accurate?
Ismail, please click on the Q&A section.
Yeah. Okay. So Mahira, regarding the assessment procedure, how accurate is it, and how to ensure that it really assesses exactly the actual competencies?
So in terms of the AI capabilities for recruiting, right?
No, basically, hello Mahira and the team. I meant basically after the interviews, there will be an assessment for the candidates based on specific competencies that were set before during the initial stage.
Okay.
These competencies will be based on the job description and personal specifications and so on.
Yes, exactly.
So my question is that there is something typical in the market. We set some competencies and we rate them mostly from 1 to 5, and at the end recommended or not recommended.
Yes.
So is there anything different from the typical that's currently exists in the market regarding the assessment of the candidates, not of the employees?
Yeah, exactly. So the first part, what you mentioned, this is exactly what happens, but there's a specific part before that. So before interviewing them, the system can recommend you automatically the candidates based on AI, based on the job description and the candidate profile. What do they have and what you're looking for in terms of the job description. So it starts giving you rating, like for example, this one is ready or make matching by 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 based on his CV and his profile that he has created, comparing it to the job description. So AI will make it easier for you to have this selection before moving them and rating them. Usually there is, in the assessment specifically, it's not only 100% relying on AI, because at the end we need to interview them, and at the end we need to also give our comments and feedback about the people that we interview. But what AI can do for you is just to help you, instead of sourcing or looking for the 200 people, at least you will see who's the best fit and you will take the most common or the most matching candidate.
Okay. And the second question regarding managing remote employees to track the performance, especially those based abroad, and we can track them through office attendance and so on. Is there a way to handle this?
In terms of attendance, or you mean only performance?
No, basically the attendance, it will be easy, for example, on any system, but in terms of the performance, let's say, are they really committed to working hours, quality of performance, doing their jobs, tasks, and so on?
So here you have two things. So you have the attendance part, where we can capture the in and out from where they clocked in, from where they clocked out, and so on. So you'll be able to know from attendance perspective how they are working. And this attendance can be also pre-approved or approved first by the supervisors before having the data. This is one thing. The second thing, in terms of performance, in order to make sure that the employees are actually working, usually when you set objectives or KPIs, you can also allow employees to create activities, tasks, and milestones that they're working on to be able to track this. And you can have like weekly checkpoints that is documented in our solution to see what they're working on, to ask for progress, and exactly at the end, what was so you will be able to do the evaluation at the end. So the part of recording activities, milestones, and having the meetings check-ins is available in our solution.
Okay, that's great. Thanks a lot, dear.
You're welcome.
Mahira, we have a question also from Omar Bayoun. Collecting employee data and keeping it up to date is a challenge in the field. We've seen that using SAP, employee can update their own profile. Does it always have to be that employees have a portal in the system, and how can AI help managers update the data?
So, okay, so yes, employees have the flexibility to manage their own profiles. You can control it with permissions, who is eligible to edit which parts of the data, and any change can go for approval. Does employee have to have a license or to have an access to SuccessFactors? Yes, they need to have access to SuccessFactors, either the mobile application, so they can do it on the mobile application, or the browser, or within Teams. So even the changes to the profile of the employee is within Teams. So I hope this answers your question, but yeah, let me know if
there's another part of the question, but I think you responded to it during the demo. And how can AI help managers to update the data? I think you showed this during the demo when you used Joule and asked him to give you additional information about specific employees.
Yeah, so AI will not help you in updating the data so much. So maybe what you can do is that just to make sure that the data is updated, you can get alerts and notification, for example, if for documents that is expiring, like passport, IDs, and so on, the system will be able to give you alerts and notifications before the expiry date by 1 month or 2 months, just for employees and managers to make sure that the data will be updated, and they communicate this with the employees, and once they update it, they can update their information and add their new passport, for example, and so on. But AI in this part, there's no specific scenario for AI to tell you that this data needs to be updated.
Okay, there is a raised hand from Mr. Anthony, so please.
Yeah, hello. First of all, thank you, Mahira, for this great presentation. I have several small questions. I will try to be as quick as possible. So one of the questions is related to the last point that you have talked about, which is how AI can help us give alerts when something is due. So is it possible that we can ask AI to alert us when someone is, for example, due to a promotion or due to a raise, for example, in certain date of time? Because as we know, in SAP SuccessFactors, for example, we can track the progression and updates of positions. So is there a possibility where we can know, for example, in 2 years, someone is, for example, eligible for a promotion or something like this?
Till now, we don't have something specific for this scenario. Maybe it will be in the roadmap. I'll double check with that. But for that specific scenario, it's not currently available. What we have is that the system can give you alert if someone has not been promoted for a long period of time. So it can give you suggestion, but not to tell you that in 2 years, this employee will have to be promoted. So for that, it's not 100% available, but maybe I'll check in the roadmap if it's available, or maybe mention that they will include it or something.
Okay, thank you. Now, the other question is, based on AI, is it possible that also, as we know in SAP SuccessFactors, that in the career section in the EC, you manually input the data there, like a CV or something. So what if we have a CV and then we upload it and the AI read all the information needed and then input it accordingly? Is it possible to do so?
So actually, this is what happens by default whenever anyone adds a CV. it already reads the information and parses the CV to create the profile. Also, it can give them some suggestion of the skills needed for this role that they are applying for. And
No. I'm not asking in onboarding. I'm asking in, for example, if someone is already onboarded and we want to upload his CV in EC, not in onboarding.
So you mean that you want to create the profile of an employee by AI?
Right.
By CV. So you have a CV and you want to create the profile of the employee.
Correct.
So no, it's not this way. And it's not working this way at all. Whenever you want to create a new profile, either you have a bulk upload of the data, the information that you have to create the profile of the employee, or this will be coming from the candidate profile from the beginning. So if you have recruiting, onboarding, and EC, then his profile will be created automatically based on what has been already parsed from his application process from the start. So you will not do the manual data entry. The system will automatically capture his information and create the profile for you.
Okay, another question. So in recruitment, there is a step which is called screening, right? So is it possible that the screening is done by AI? I don't mean by skills that you showed us in the presentation, but I mean like some sort of screening of his past experience, if it is matchable if it matches what we want, if, for example, stuff like this. For example, if I put, for example, I want someone that has 5 years of experience, the AI scans the years of experience. If it's not 5, it will red flag it or something like this.
So currently, what is standard? It's available to have those pre-screening questions available for the candidate to answer before submitting the CV. And if it's not answered, it will not submit. And if they answered wrongly, so if you need a 5 years experience, then it goes to another stage. So you don't get it as a new applicant. You will have it in the database. However, in order automatically to do it, currently, our AI will be focusing on the job description in terms of skills and competencies and needed criteria. But if you have this and more automated, we have an arrow.
I cannot hear you well. I don't know if it's my connection.
I don't know, Ismail, can you hear me?
Yes,
or
we can hear you now. Please proceed.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, Anthony, can you hear me still or?
Yeah, now it's better, but at first it wasn't good.
Okay, I was just saying that currently, as out of the box, as part of the recruiting, we have something called pre-screening questions that you can add for each position that you're hiring for. For example, you need people living in a specific area or 5 years experience, and people have to answer this question before actually submitting their CV or submitting their application. If they answered wrongly, they don't have the 5 years or located in a specific area that you're not expecting, it redirects them in the database in a different stage. So you will eliminate the number of CVs coming for you as a new applicant. When it comes to AI, AI is focused mainly on the job description part of the competencies and skills, giving you recommendation on the candidate profile versus the job description. But if you want further criteria, like for example, as you mentioned, I need 5 years of experience, and you have to read from the CV based on what they have and understand, and based on that, AI recommend for me. We have add-on solutions that can help you have the full automation and AI capabilities based on what you have in the CVs of the candidates. So it depends on what you want to achieve. We have a specific area, or let's say that we have the normal or the base AI that we have as out of the box. We have some add-ons that we can add to our solution to extend it with more innovations as well.
I see. Okay, so Yes, it does. So last question, it's related to the reporting. So you mentioned that these reports are already existing in the system right now. So are they, for example, if I am a client, for example, are they existing to my tenant, or I need to add them, or it's change request in that case? So is it an update, or is it a feature that I need to request?
No, it's a feature available out of the box actually that you get with any license. Our solution have when it comes to SAP SuccessFactors, we have embedded reports with ready-made templates that you can reuse. If you want to build your own reports, you can rebuild your own reports without actually having a change request from the implementation partner. So now the reporting within SuccessFactors is more easier than before. So this is one thing.
And
If
the
you're
reports
looking-
that you showed us are
Yeah.
embedded, are now embedded. We can use it.
Yes, the headcount distribution, yes, and all of this is available within the solution. And now also even creation of the report, it's kind of drag and drop. So based on the data that you specify, you can drag and drop and build your own visuals within SuccessFactors.
Is there a way where we can learn how to do so? Like, is there a link or something that we can go to?
Maybe we can share this with you. Yes, we have documentations for the analytics. We can share it with you. And maybe if there's any videos, we can share it. Yes, no worries.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And also just to highlight only the part of the manpower planning, this is an add-on license. Just the workforce planning part, this is an add-on license, just to highlight. It's not embedded within SuccessFactors. It's another, let's say, module that we add on top of SuccessFactors.
Oh, so what is embedded then in that case from what you showed us?
So the reports, so simply the reports, you can generate any report on any data that you have on SuccessFactors. This is totally, you can get it with the license of SuccessFactors. However, if you want to combine data, if you want to combine data from SuccessFactors, other financial data, you want to do your manpower planning, budgeting for your HR, budgeting for your trainings, you need to have the license for the manpower or the tool that help you do that, which we call it the SP Analytics Planning, on top of SuccessFactors to help you do that. Because SuccessFactors reports only reports on the data that you have on SuccessFactors, like the ones that we have seen at the beginning, which is the headcount distribution, if you want to get the turnover of the employees, why people are leaving the organization, all of this can be part of the license of SuccessFactors.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying all my points. And sorry for taking from your time.
No, that's totally fine. You're welcome.
Most welcome, Anthony, and happy to see you here and answer your questions.
Thank you, Gina.
Mahira, would it be possible to have one more question from Mr. Tawab Masri? He's asking if the system is capable of integrating with any type of attendance machines through an API.
100%, yes. So basically, in order to capture the in and out, we can integrate with biometric machines that you have or attendance machines. Any type, we don't have a limitation on that. Or you can use the clock in and clock out. So definitely we don't have any limitations right now with the time and attendance integration. So any more questions?
You're welcome, Mr. Sawab. I believe we have answered all the questions.
Yes. I believe yes. I'm walking through the chat right now as well. Yeah.
Okay, I think we need to wrap up. Thank you, Mahira, and thank you, Zain and Ismail and everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
So thank you all for joining, and it was a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you.
Thank you.